The third invitation. The envelope was cream-colored. No stamp, no return address. Just my name, handwritten in looping cursive. Inside was a single card. You're invited. Saturday, 8 p.m., 17 Brookpine Lane. I didn't know anyone on Brookpine. I'd moved into the neighborhood 6 months ago, and most of my socializing had been polite nods over recycling bins. Still, the handwriting intrigued me. It looked familiar, though I couldn't say why. Saturday came, and curiosity beat caution. I put on something clean, brought a bottle of wine just in case, and walked the 5 blocks to Brookpine Lane. The house was old but well kept. Yellow siding, blue shutters, porch light glowing warm. I knocked once. The door opened almost immediately. The woman on the other side smiled like I was an old friend. You came again. Again? I blinked. This is my first time. She tilted her head. Of course it is. Come in. Inside, the house buzzed with conversation. Well-dressed guests milled about, drinks in hand. The music was low and jazzy, though I couldn't tell where it was coming from. No speakers in sight. I felt a tap on my shoulder. Hey, good to see you again, a man in a burgundy sweater said. Did you ever find that book you were talking about? The one about the lighthouse? I smiled politely. I think you've got me confused with someone else. He laughed like I was joking. Sure, playing the game again. The rest of the night passed in a blur of déjà vu. People greeted me with familiarity I didn't share. A woman winked and whispered, "Last time you disappeared so quickly." Another handed me a slice of cake and said, "Just like you liked it last time. Lemon and poppy seed." Back home, I tossed the invitation onto my desk and went to bed uneasy. The next morning, I opened my closet to grab a jacket. There were 2 more envelopes. Identical. Same handwriting. Same address. Same invite. But they were dated. 2 previous Saturdays. 2 weeks in a row. I didn't remember going, but I'd just come back from the 3rd. Inside the newest envelope was a card unlike the others. No time. No date. Just, "This is your last one. If you don't come, someone else will." I didn't know what that meant. I tried to forget it. But over the next few days, I started seeing the house at 17 Brookpine in my dreams. Always the same. The front porch, the yellow siding, the door swinging open to darkness. Then, on Friday night, I woke up to find my shoes by the front door. Muddy. My jacket draped over a kitchen chair. A wine bottle in the sink. Empty. No memory, no invitation this time. But I felt it. The pull. The need to go back. I tried to fight it. I really did. Locked my door. Hid my shoes. Stayed up with the lights on. Then I blinked, and it was Saturday, 7:45 p.m. I was dressed, standing in my hallway, keys in hand. I walked. This time, the house was silent. No music. No laughter. Just a single candle in the window. I knocked. The door opened by itself. The house was empty. No guests. No food. Just a table in the center of the living room with a single chair. And on the chair, an envelope. I opened it. "You're free now. Pass it on." There was another blank card and a pen. That night I left an envelope at someone else's door. No stamp, no return address. Just their name, handwritten in cursive. No pets allowed. The lease was clear. No pets. I even had to initial that line twice. The building had a strict policy, probably because the walls were thin enough to hear someone yawn through them. but the rent was cheap, the view was decent, and I wasn't planning on getting a dog anytime soon, which is why the barking made no sense. It started the second night I moved in. Around 2 a.m., a sharp, repeated yapping, somewhere between a terrier and a beagle. It wasn't loud exactly, but it was persistent, like clockwork. The next morning I asked the super about it. "Dog?" he said, squinting at me like I was trying to trick him. "You're the only tenant on the 3rd floor." "You sure?" It sounded like it was right next door. He gave a short laugh. "There is no next door. Your unit takes up the whole floor." I didn't press, but that night I stayed up and waited. 2:03 a.m. Barking. I walked around the apartment, pressing my ear to the walls. North wall, nothing. South wall, nothing. East wall. There it was, clear as day, not just barking now, but scratching. I tapped the wall. The sound stopped. Total silence. I tapped again. One bark, sharp and close. That wall separated my living room from what should have been nothing. The building's blueprints online showed a storage void between units. A dead space for pipes and wires. No access, no doors. But 3 nights later, while rearranging furniture, I noticed something. On the east wall behind a bookshelf bolted to the floor was an outline. A door frame. The seams were faint, painted over. But once you saw them, you couldn't unsee them. The paint didn't match. The baseboard trim curved awkwardly at the corner, and there was a small circular mark at eye level. A peephole. My skin went cold. I knocked. No answer. The next night, the barking didn't come at 2 a.m. It came at 1:45. Louder, closer, desperate. I couldn't sleep. I pulled the bookshelf away. Took an hour with a crowbar. Behind it, the faint lines were clearer than ever. Not just a door, a sealed door. Screwed shut from my side, painted and forgotten. Until now. I put my ear to the wall. "Stop it," a voice whispered. Low. Panicked. "You're making it worse." I stepped back. "Who's there?" No response, just panting. Heavy, canine panting. Then scratching. Like claws on the other side of plywood. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning I told the super again. He looked tired. "You're not the first one to ask," he said. "But I swear, there's nothing there." "Then what's the barking? The door? The man's voice?" He didn't answer, just said, "It's best not to mess with it." I bought earplugs. They didn't help. The barking came through anyway. Now earlier each night. Midnight. On Bir Otus. On. Then one night, it stopped. Silence. I slept deeply for the first time in weeks. Until 4:17 a.m. A soft knock on the wall. Not frantic, not aggressive, measured. Intentional. I got up, pressed my ear against the spot. A whisper. "He sleeps now. But if I leave, he howls. And they always come." I whispered back. "Who?" Silence, then. "I didn't mean to move in. I just needed quiet, but now he's mine. Or I'm his. It's hard to tell." I asked the only thing that came to mind. "Is it a dog?" A pause, then, "Not anymore." The scratching started again. I backed away. Went to bed. Slept with the lights on. In the morning the door was open. Not fully. Just cracked. Like someone forgot to shut it all the way. Inside, shadows. A faint smell. Wet fur and rust. Something moved. A man stood there, leash in hand. His eyes were wide. Skin pale. Lips cracked like he hadn't spoken in years. "He gets lonely," he said. "When I sleep, he forgets I'm still here. so I have to stay close. Always. He turned, and I saw it. The leash didn't end in a collar. It ended in a wrist. A second hand gripped the leash tightly. Long gray fingers, blackened nails, attached to something crouched in the dark. I shut the door, pushed the bookshelf back, left the apartment that day. I never went back, but some nights, in new places, I still hear it. A bark, close, and a voice whispering, "No pets allowed." The account that watches you. It started with a notification. I hadn't opened the app in over a year, an old social media account I'd made in college. I deleted the app from my phone ages ago, but my email still got alerts. It's really, "You just posted a photo." I blinked. That was my handle. I was sure of it. I clicked the link. The page loaded slowly, like it didn't want to be seen. The post was a photo of me eating lunch at the Thai place near my office. The timestamp was from 30 minutes ago. I stared at it. Same shirt, same table, even the same drinks, a weird lime soda I'd ordered on a whim. I hadn't taken that photo. No one else had been with me. No tags, no caption. I changed the password immediately, set up 2-factor authentication, logged out of every device. 2 hours later, another notification. "Really, you just posted a story." It was a video, grainy but unmistakable. I was on the train, leaning against the door, looking at my phone. And then I looked up, into the camera, like I knew it was there. I deleted the account, or tried to. The site gave me an error. Something went wrong. Try again later. The next morning I woke up to dozens of messages. Friends asking if I was okay, why I was posting such weird stuff. One sent a screenshot, a text post. "He thinks he's in control. Let's watch how long that lasts." I hadn't written that. I hadn't even been awake when it posted. I created a new account just to monitor the old one. It was still active, posting in real time. A photo of my breakfast, a short clip of me at my desk, one video, silent, of me talking to my coworker Sam. It even got the words right. I said, "You ever feel like your phone's listening to you?" And that exact phrase was the caption. But then it got weirder. Posts started appearing before things happened. A photo of me holding a coffee cup I hadn't bought yet. A video of me stepping into an elevator I hadn't reached. And once, a post that said, "I'm going to quit today." An hour later, I did. I hadn't planned to. But my boss said something that pushed me over the edge. I walked out, just like the post said I would. The comments were worse. "He did it, just like last time. Can you feel it thinning yet? Your choices shape both sides." I tried reaching out to the platform's support. They said the account didn't exist. I showed them screenshots. They said the handle was available for registration. I tried registering it. Error. This username is already connected. To what? They wouldn't say. I set up alerts, changed devices, even stopped carrying a phone. But the posts kept coming. Someone, something was still watching. And then came the login screen. I booted up an old tablet I hadn't touched in years. It auto-launched the app. Logged in automatically. The screen didn't go to the homepage. It showed this. Another you has started connecting. Then a message. Step aside. He remembers more. I felt cold, like the air itself had stopped moving. The tablet camera turned on. No prompt, just that sudden green light. The screen went black. Then a reflection appeared. Mine, but not mine. Same face. Different eyes. Like someone else was using me as a costume. I smashed the tablet. It didn't help. The posts kept coming. Now more frequent. More detailed. He regrets not visiting her grave. Let's see if he remembers this time. I hadn't told anyone about my sister. I hadn't visited in years. Yesterday the final post appeared. A video. Static. Then words. He's almost ready. Your turn is ending. And in the comments, welcome observer. Log begins now. I don't know who's watching anymore. I just know I'm starting to forget things. And he's starting to remember them all.